A Cryptopunk has got China buzzing. Welcome to the Daily Forkast, January 4th, 2022. I'm Angie Lau, Editor-in-Chief of Forecast News, covering all things blockchain. Well, despite state media expressing concerns over hype, China's love of NFTs shows no sign of abating, with Cryptopunk NFT selling in Shanghai for over $800,000. We're going to take a look at that and a whole lot more coming up. Let's get you up to speed from Asia to the world. Well, let's kick off with some of the top stories coming out of Asia today. First up, South Korean internet giants Naver and Kakao's move into Singapore's blockchain space, well, it's kind of hit a stumbling block. That's because the Monetary Authority of Singapore, or MAS, says that their respective blockchain subsidiaries, Line Tech Plus and Klaytn, will not be exempt from complying with its Payment Services Act. Now that means the two companies will have to apply for licensing to provide digital token payment services under the MAS. And while around 170 companies have applied for these licenses, only 3 have been approved so far. While Singapore is seen as more crypto-friendly than other nations, seems like the two may need to readjust their blockchain muscle building plans for the moment. And over in China, according to local media, the southern provincial level region of Guangxi is researching cross-border finance, supply chain service platforms, and eCNY applications. Now, the move comes as the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, the free trade agreement between China, 7 ASEAN countries, South Korea, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand, came into force on January 1st. Now, Guangxi is seen as a gateway for ASEAN trade, with the report saying the plan is designed to support cross-border circulation of capital. You can find those stories and a whole lot more at forecast.news. All right, staying in China, interest in NFTs shows no sign of letting up, with Cryptopunk number 8690 selling at a Shanghai auction house for a little over 5.2 million yuan, or around $820,000. Forecast News' Timmy Shen has more.
Shanghai Jiahe Auction told Forecast News that payment for the NFT was made in yuan terms. The sale, which formed part of an auction including more traditional artwork, is a signal that Chinese investors' interest in digital collectibles continues to grow, despite state media publicly criticizing NFT hype and speculation. And while NFTs are not included in China's stepped-up ban on cryptocurrency-related activities, tech giants including Alibaba and Tencent have since rebranded them as digital collectibles, following those concerns being raised. Ironically, the state-owned Xinhua news agency also seems keen to ride the NFT wave, issuing its own digital collectibles. The collection released on December 24th featured 11 news photos from its archive, each limited to 10,000 copies. For Forecast News, I'm Timmy Shan in Taipei, Taiwan.
Happy 2022. To look forward, we got to look back a little bit. 2021 was a spectacular year for digital assets, a year where the crypto market cap grew almost 4 times from the start of the year to the end, but also a year of unprecedented volatility. But within that volatility, of course, there is opportunity, especially in the DeFi space. David Lighton, co-founder of Lithium Finance, the man with the DeFi download, joins us once again to explore just that. Happy 2022, David.
Happy 2022, Angie. It's great to see you. Thanks for having me.
We made it. Okay, so David, OG of the crypto world, we're talking about Bitcoin here, had a great run in 2021. However, you can't ignore Ethereum, Polkadot, and so many others clearly outperformed. But the fall we saw in the last month or so has kind of rattled a lot of investors and people in the market. So how does one separate or spot the real value tokens among the thousands of altcoins that are on offer right now?
This was a big year for Bitcoin because inflation was ramping up. Overall confidence in governments around the world has continued to decline in the face of the pandemic. And we've seen a lot of mainstream names begin to consider Bitcoin as a credible investment, whether as an alternative to gold or just as an investment. To your point about Ethereum, and others, I think if we look more deeply into the sector of blockchain crypto itself and less at the macro, we're seeing growing liquidity, a massive amount of developer activity. And I think what that is really all about is real world business applications that continue to incubate. And so we look closely at DeFi, lending, staking protocols. They're a leading use case. They've kind of exploded. But payments, oracles, any tokens that facilitate trading in real world assets, I think we should continue to look at as they are making progress on building the alternative financial system of the future. And I would just add, avoid meme coins.
If the bear market sentiment from the macro perspective gets stronger, which DeFi projects would you be watching out for and why?
You may have seen Chamath. He said that this will be the year that Visa and MasterCard are disrupted by DeFi, right? And so I don't think that's true. I think we're still deep in the build, but the particular class of DeFi projects that have high throughput and an established commercial use case, I would be looking very closely on those. That could be individual chains like Avalanche, Polkadot, almost anything that's EVM compatible and has traction. I'm less bullish on things that aren't EVM compatible because the developer integrations are very complex. What I would look at now is in particular projects that are creating more of an established bridge between the fintech kind of financial services ecosystem and DeFi. So anything that has applications to payments, lending, traditional financial services, those would be the DeFi projects that I would want to look very closely at in the bear market or in the bull market.
Which means 2022 is a year to watch. Always happy to watch out for the DeFi download with you, David. Thanks again. And that is the Daily Forecast from our vantage point right here in Asia. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. You know what I'm going to say next? Hit like, hit subscribe, hit that alert button. We appreciate it always. We thank you so much, and it helps us grow our audience, which means we get to talk to a whole lot more of you. For more, you can always visit forecast.news. I'm Forecast Editor-in-Chief Angie Lau. Until the next time.